Good evening and welcome to your midweek daily rundown with me, Dan Morfitt. This is the show on Channel 7 where we look at some of the day's big talking points and some little bits that you may have missed too. Things up for debate on this daily rundown include everyday sexism, drug dealing online, and Donald Trump is at it again. Trump! Sorry about that. But first, it's time to introduce my wonderful guest who will help make sense of it all. He's a stand-up comedian, cartoon character and wearer of nautical hats. He is the captain of our hearts, AJ Hill.
Good evening, folks. Hello.
Have you got your hats with you?
I haven't now.
Have you, heck? Cracking.
I've ordered 2 more though, so I should have them by tomorrow.
What hats you have in the future makes no difference to... This is live TV. I wanted your hat here. I'm gutted. And also joining us on the Blue Bonquette, economic, academic, Green Party candidate and killer of slugs, it's Wendy Olsen. You admitted you killed slugs last time you were on the show.
I admit it, yes.
Disgusting.
Sugar solution in a small jar, bury that in the soil.
You're telling people how to create slug genocide
Stop
now.
the hate,
Are we off on a good start here?
Honestly. Now, if you want to get involved in the show and have your say on anything we chat about, please just tweet us at The Daily Rundown. Go on, you will not regret having your piece at The Daily Rundown. Follow us while you're at it, otherwise you've wasted your time. And let's be honest, ours as well. Time to look at our first story now. Day 5 of the Olympic Games is in full swing and Chris Froome has won bronze for Britain in the cycling time trial. Team GB have won 2 more silver medals, making the total medal count to 7. Siobhan Marie O'Connor and the men's 4x200 freestyle relay team got those silvers, and O'Connor broke the women's record in the 200 metres individual relay medley as well for the British record. Amazing stuff in the pool. Away from the competition though, a bus carrying journalists between the venues had 2 windows smashed after stones were thrown at it. And it was confirmed that Irish boxer Michael O'Reilly has failed a drugs test and will not fight at the Games. Now, a lot has happened so far at the Olympics. Has the excitement grabbed you?
I'm not even watching it. I'm not even ashamed to say. I don't know, it's just not turned me on this year.
The greatest show on earth and you're not turning it on.
No. I mean, there's been a lot of bad news, let's face it. You had Daly won the bronze, right, for the synchronized diving, but they cut his partner out of the picture, and this man is beautiful. He's really gorgeous.
He's 18.
Yeah.
Stop
and
it,
he's
girl.
a great diver. So I loved. Actually, I went online and was looking at their photos and really enjoyed that.
So you like
another group that was cut out was the whole Paralympic team from Russia. So that seems really a shame.
Yeah,
because,
but that's to do with drug. That's to do with drugs things.
Really, it's the drug testing regime. I think they've gone into a slight corruption of the drug testing regime, and many countries probably have corruption in that. It was proven this week in Africa that they have corruption by a sting. I mean, I don't know if these sting operations are actually legit or not. The way they do a sting is they bring in a fake drug buyer, EPO buyer. I think it was in Kenya, and they say, "I want to buy drugs from you to dope the team." And then when the man says, well, you know, I'd be willing to help you avoid your testing, and I'll let you know when the tests are coming.
So is all of that putting you off watching these Rio Olympics?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just big business in my view, even though it's supposed to be amateur. It does kind of put me off.
It's not really amateur though, is it? I mean, there was...
They all get paid, they're all on salaries.
Well, there's that Irish golfer who's a professional golfer who said he wasn't going to go because of the Zika virus. I can't remember what his name was.
Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy, yeah.
So, are you not
But he
getting
didn't want to go
excited?
to Brazil because of Zika virus?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so silly. He can just cover his body.
He could, but I mean, he's about to get married, and I assume he's wanting to have kids. So
Okay, you don't want to see golfers wearing wetsuits.
No.
That would change the Olympic Games to something else entirely. More like Takeshi's Castle. Are you excited about these Olympics? Because you know,
I've been watching some of it.
We had London 2012, and everybody was enraptured by it and enthralled, and it was great, and it was such a time of national unity and everybody watching the telly every night. But
Rio Olympics,
I saw a judo match today between Team GB and Team France. I can't remember what the contestants were called, but Team GB won by about 100 points. So.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you get fixed on the action? Did you not turn away? Were you enthralled?
Not really. I just have it on the background. I quite like it, but I'm not that bothered because I'm not a sports person. Unfortunately, I don't have the strength and the stamina to compete in a competition that would be in the Olympics.
But isn't it fun seeing these athletes that can run faster than us, throw further than us?
But surely then you want to give them the drugs because then they'll be able to throw even further and that'd be way more exciting.
Okay, let's flip it on its head then, because there's a lots of concentration on performance-enhancing drugs with this. Would you watch an Olympics that was enhanced by performance-enhancing drugs?
Oh yeah, I reckon it'd be well good. Like, you know.
Oh dear. What would they look like?
Well, they'd just be like
the
massive.
women would look like men, right?
Instead of.
I mean, one of them looks like a man anyway. Did you see that runner? She was completely flat-chested. And, sorry.
That's okay. Well, maybe it's already.
Wendy.
Maybe she's already on performance-enhancing drugs then. But I saw them.
She won.
I saw them deadlifting today. They were deadlifting weights. Imagine them deadlifting weights, but instead of like weights, they've got houses or something. You know. It'd be so
that's
good.
the point. That's the point. Like the Witch of the West.
So you want extreme Olympics? You want the extreme Olympics?
Why not? Why? Let's just have at it. Let's be honest. If there's corruption, we can just do away with the corruption overnight by saying this stuff we're going to allow it, and it's going to be
I
great.
think, like for darts, right? They could have a sort of arm extension. They could have cyber darts.
As much as I love the arrows, darts is sadly not an Olympic sport yet.
Right. But
because
I like
if it was,
that are not Olympic sports,
we'd get gold medals. Phil the Power Taylor would be up on the hockey.
You're right, actually.
Gold for Great Britain.
Yeah. Don't you love the way they do it?
I've been watching some of the boxing. The boxing's pretty good.
The boxing has been fantastic, and this year, for the first time I think since the Munich Games in the 70s, they're without headgear.
Yeah, I know.
So the point system's a little bit different for like head strikes, and it seems to be a bit more tactical, the boxing, rather than flying punches everywhere. But
that sounds good. I like the dressage, I'll be honest with you. If
you
I
like
didn't
dressage?
Yeah.
It's the worst
I love
sport
horses.
going.
If I didn't have to go to work, I'd be watching the dressage.
If it's a sport that I could do,
there's so much skill involved.
If there's a sport that I can do in the Olympics, it's not meant to be in the Olympics. That's all I'm saying. Like,
what, you can do dressage?
Of course
you can make a horse dance.
Amazing.
Stick me on a pony. Stick me on a pony. And let us dance the night away.
Oh, wonderful.
Like night fever.
Yeah.
I was having this argument with a friend of mine. Things like the gymnastics.
It's amazing.
Did you see the South Korean was hugging and kissing the North Korean?
That was a beautiful moment.
That was a great moment. Really great.
But how can you have a sport that's not got absolute parameters? So
What do you mean absolute parameters?
when there's a judging element to a sport, how is it still a sport?
But
an absolute sport is goals or runs or
how far
points
you can
scored
jump.
or a distance or a time. But when you're judged by other people, how can it be a sport?
But all sports are adjudicated, so therefore it's not that different, is it?
They're adjudicated, but they're refereed or umpired.
They are refereed, but they have to decide whether that was
that's
a hit.
upholding the rules of the game. When there's judging involved, there's some subjectivity there.
Are you saying that gymnastics is just human crufts? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, but I can see the argument where it's not a sport. Right. It's like figure skating, although that's the Winter Olympics.
The gymnast going round on the double bar
you
and
made
the
me
performing dog.
You made me think of dressage, because dressage is judged, isn't it?
Yeah.
People
but
judge on how good a horse dances.
Yeah, but we know what's good and what's bad in it. We definitely know.
Well, it's all bad. It's the most boring sport to watch.
It's a horse dancing.
It's not.
A horse, exactly. I mean, the horse isn't getting a gold medal.
Right now.
The horse isn't getting a gold medal. The horse should get a gold medal. The rider should just be.
Well, I agree with you there. It's just rich people that get to do the dressage. But it's really the horse that's.
But if we've got dressage, shouldn't we have horse racing?
Yeah.
At the Olympics.
Probably.
We've got golf now. We've got hitty stick.
Yeah, there's lots of things not in the Olympics that should be in the Olympics.
There's BMXing.
I love the BMXing in 2012. It was carnage. It was great.
What's your favourite sport in the Olympics?
Yeah.
My favourite sport in the Olympics is the one that's always on at the time. So I've been loving the swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And last night I was watching the gymnastics, looking at everybody falling over. Yeah. And it was awful. Because the Americans were perfect.
So you just go with the flow of whatever's
I just go with whatever's on. Yeah. I sort of become semi-addictive. Yeah. But, you know, if it's on at any other time of the year, if it's like a World Championship, a European Championship, I'm not bothered.
Any other is the Olympics every year in your life?
No, but I'll watch the athletics
if it's another championship, I'm not that fussed. Well, but the Olympics, it's an event when the world gets together.
I could watch beach volleyball all year round.
Oh, Oh, it's lucky we're talking about everyday sexism later on.
Yeah, I know. It is, isn't it?
But
I know some nice volleyball players.
There you go.
They have successful careers. In
The
other
Egyptian
things.
volleyball team is smashing it. They're doing pretty well.
I'm waiting for the punchline, AJ.
There isn't well, they're all. You're talking about sexism. They're all covered up, so there's no like skimpy clothes. They're
Are
not
they-
wearing like
is
you
it
know
a mixed
sports
team?
bras and things.
That's quite.
Is it a mixed
it's
team?
Female Egyptian.
Females.
They're
beach volleyball
they're wearing
team.
a burqa
Yeah,
sports suit.
But yeah, so they're covered head to toe, and they're doing all right for themselves. They're also the youngest team in the.
Sounds awfully
So
hard.
by the sounds of it,
I don't think it's very practical.
neither of you are very interested in the Olympics themselves.
Not
but
at the moment.
it's those special moments that we're taking away, the North Korean and the South Korean being
And
with
it
each
can't-
other.
no,
What do you
you're
remember
getting
in
the wrong
5 years'
idea.
time, though? You know, like there's sports on constantly at the moment, so it's always going to be the little moments that you remember and you cherish. Surely it's not going to be like, oh, that race 45 was great.
Late last night, I watched the Brazilians score a hockey goal
There you
against
go.
the British.
There you go.
Which the Brazilians are rubbish at hockey.
Is it field
Yeah, I
hockey?
bet
Like
they
Field
I bet
hockey.
the fans went mad.
They lost, I think, about 8-1 in the end, but they went 1-0 up against Great Britain.
Excellent.
And they loved it.
There you go.
It was brilliant. But it's those moments like that.
Dan, I think you got the wrong idea, right? I actually really like sport. I like cycling, I like canoeing, I like horse riding, I like running. I love athletics and cross country, going over hurdles, everything. So it's more like I'd rather just participate in it.
Well, you need to get good at dressage, and 4 years' time,
You could be in Tokyo.
involved. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wendy, also, would you be representing the United States of America or Great Britain at the Olympics?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really think that. I mean, you just said Great Britain, so you don't think the UK is going to exist at that point?
It's Team
It's
GB.
gonna lose
We're
Scotland,
Team
is that
GB.
right?
Team GB.
We're called Team GB.
But what happened
It's Great
to
Britain and Northern
Scotland?
Ireland. No, it's part
Well,
of Great Britain.
Great Britain
So does
has
Scotland have its own Olympic team?
No, it's
No,
part of Great
Scotland's
Britain.
part of Great Britain. The
What, they're
argument
just
is
sort of
that
hidden underneath the.
It's got to be one of them shows where we
I'm being
confuse
awkward.
Wendy. If you want to tweet at the Daily Rundown, confuse her
I'm
even more.
Scottish, okay, so if I'm going to be in the
but
Olympics, it's going to
Scotland's
be for
part
Scotland.
of Great Britain because Great Britain's an island which Scotland's part of.
Right.
I'm going to move on. Right, that's the end of part 1 of the Daily Rundown. Still to come, male body image and the dark web. So get the kettle on, and the three of us will be back in just a few minutes here on Channel 7 with the Daily Rundown. Do not go away.